this is kind of like the path to Tritons. If there were a player who is a low to mid stakes online reg, say they're a small winner at $80 average buy-in, and live they play 1K average buy-in, what's the plan to get that player to plus EV in Tritons in 3 years? What would you tell that player they need to do? Study plan, playing, community. What do you think is going to get them there that's relevant?
The first thing, without a doubt, would be surround yourself with the right people. This is the first advice I would give to someone who wants to climb levels. Whether it's coach, I would hire coach all the time. I would sign up for GTOlab, Ruli ones in Spanish, Educa Poker, FIF, all the schools that exist. I would absorb content, look for study groups to join, and then try to make poker easy along the way. I mean, not putting myself in situations where I would make many mistakes. For example, if you have a very high check rake, just to give you an example, on the flop, when you define in big blind, you are going to create many very complicated situations on the tour because it is a difficult strategy to execute. Unless you have a very high level of poker, you will still make many mistakes because then in the turn, there is a lot of betting, check raise again, different sizing bets. It is a difficult game to execute well. So if you see that the spot itself has the same expected value, the call and the check raise, and you go, the simplest situation, calling, I would look to simplify all the time and put myself in spots where I will not make many mistakes. Because in poker, you do not need to be a genius to make money. You just need to make fewer mistakes than your opponent. So I would look to simplify my game at the beginning to make the maximum number of mistakes possibly of the fewest possible errors. From there, little by little, as I acquire skills, as I extrapolate, I would start adding more complicated things. Simplify the game until have a clearer grasp of the theory, put in a lot of volume, and spend many hours squatting with players better than me to draw inspiration and gradually incorporate new lines into the game. That would be the first piece of advice I would think of for someone who wants to climb halfway and be a winner in the future in betting.
I have a question about your table demeanor. You always have fantastic posture, and you seem to exude a lot of confidence at the table. I'm curious if that's just a natural thing and you've always had great posture, or if this was something that you worked on consciously when you started to play live.
The truth is, 4 years now, practically since I went to England, I was clear in my head that I was going to be one of the best in the world. In fact, for me, I already was. In my mind, I was always the best. And it's what is said about, is discussed very well by Napoleon Hill in his book, Think and Grow Rich. I think that's the book, the term of suggestion. Or first goes the fact of believe it and then act like that until it finally happens, right? And with poker, I've always thought of it that way. I've always believed I'm the best at the table, even if I wasn't. But I'm not telling you now. I believed 5 or 6 years ago. But in the world, you go believing in yourself and acting. But of course, I would get up in the morning and say, what does the best in the world do today? And I would say, well, the best in the world spends 5 hours studying and then does a 10-hour session, plays 80 hands, and the next day reviews them, and so on for 5 or 6 days a week. Then, of course, I have behaved this way for many years, and many times I believed it myself. And although it wasn't true, it's a lie that has helped me on many occasions because it has made me more confident. Every time I sit down to play a session, I would not sit down if I didn't feel that day that I am the best at the table, and no one gains more expected value than me. And live, it's kind of the same. The work I have done daily online, playing on a Monday, playing on a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday, 5 days a week online, then gives me the confidence and security when I go to play live that I am going to be the best. Although I tell you, maybe I'm not, many times I will be wrong, and it's a belief that I'm saying to myself, but it has always helped me to approach everything with a lot of confidence in my game. with a lot of attitude. And let's say it's something I've self-reinforced in my head. And I would say that one of my greatest virtues is that I've always had a very good inner dialogue. And I myself have known how to push myself on the path very well in terms of confidence.